Mike Trout here, and I want to show you the outcome of a little experiment of mine. Now, I don't know if you recall, but I had a problem with aphids all over my apple tree, and there's really no solution for aphids out there except for, number one, use this hose, spray them off. Number two, spray garlic or some other, kind of thing to drive them away. Or number three, use pesticides. But I'm going to show you a fourth way, and if you watch my video, you know what it is. Now, here's the outcome. So I had mites all over this growth. And as you can see, this new growth now is 100% free of mites. And I haven't sprayed any chemicals or anything else, but there's no mites. There's no mites whatsoever. It's all gone. How the heck did I get rid of the mites off my apple tree? And look at it, it looks so healthy. It's happy. Okay, now what I did was I added wormwood to the base of the tree here, and under here, actually there's actually fertilizer on here. I don't really want to mess with it, but under here there's wormwood. And where did I get the wormwood from? Well, I have wormwood growing up all over this. So this is wormwood right here. And I had a huge patch. Hey, Chuck. Hey. So the chicken's out. I know I'm making a video and you're hungry. So all of this is patches of wormwood growing up. Here's more of it. So I just harvested all the wormwood and I put it up around the base of the tree. Now, why did this work? Because up to 90% of the growth in new leaves is water. So where do you think this water is coming from? Well, this water is coming from the root system. And what's over the root system? Well, I just packed it full of wormwood. And now these leaves are just beautiful. And what's happening is, and I covered it too with this is all from the chicken coop. So it has nice, so it's going to break down. The worms are in there. I've got loads of worms in there eating all this stuff. So the worms are devouring the wormwood, which is becoming fungus. It's creating worm tea. All that's seeping down, seeping up in the woods into the tree, and I just basically created medicine. It's beautiful. Foundups permaculture is all about using natural solutions by observing. So how did I come up with this idea? Well, we make a thing called comfrey tea, and it's actually a fertilizer. So I had the idea, well, instead of kind of a fertilizer, how about we make kind of a repellent? And the way we make repellent is by using certain plants that obviously insects don't like and they don't eat, and they're all around the place. And wormwood, I thought, wow, that would make a really good plant. Plus wormwood's kind of a cool medicinal herb, and you can like rub it on your aches and bruises. And I actually probably need to put some on my legs because I've got some bruises and I got some numbness on my feet, so I don't know where that's coming from. So I may make a compact and rub it in. So it's been bugging me, and there was really no solution. So it dawned on me, well, why do I have to go through the trouble of making wormwood tea when I can use the natural elements existing? Now, you'll notice here, I have all this hay, right? And all this is just from the grass cuttings from here. And what happens is, worms love, especially after it rains, I get tons of worms. So what do I do with the worms? I pick up the worms and I put them around the apple tree. Well, because it's medicine too. Worm droppings and everything else. So there's literally probably 200 worms living in this area. Then what else did I do? Well, then I added some ground cover around it. Then I added tons of wormwood, and then I added more cover, which is actually from the chicken coop over there, right? And so the cycle is this: the hay comes here, the old hay gets replaced from the chicken coop, it goes to the garden, right? Which feeds, organically, naturally. And this apple tree is really looking nice. It's really coming to its own. Really proud of it. And this tree is a tree I grew from seed. So this is an apple tree from seed, and hopefully in a couple years it will have apples, and I'll be able to show you the kind of apples that it has. So that's it. Foundups permaculture is a slightly variation to the permaculture that they teach, and basically it deals with more short sprint iterations to accomplish specific goals, and we learn from those goals on what to do, or those activities, how to design that next stage. It's all about, think of it like, if you want to use another analogy, I would say classical acting method, which is all about pre-planning the entire presentation. That's what permaculture is. Whereas Foundups permaculture is kind of like method acting. It's in the moment. We're dealing with the information as we learn from it, applying and testing and reapplying and testing, and then ultimately allowing that experience to define and create the design. And chickens, I gotta keep an eye on them. And that's another thing about chickens. Let me just finish with chickens. We have basically no bugs. I have a grow light on in here. So I have a solar panel grow light that pretty much runs all the time on a battery. And this grow light basically attracts all the insects and moths, and they eat all night up here. This is a little thing. And, you know, as you can see, the chickens are really healthy. And we have no bugs. Very little mosquitoes on this. If you like this video and you want to support the vision of sustainable living and also the bigger picture of Foundups, which is a massive vision for helping to change our planet from the startup to the Foundups on the blockchain, you can go to foundups.com. You can learn more. Visit our Patreon website just by clicking here or down here. The link is, and you can support what we do. My desire, my goal is to have thousands of Foundup houses. Anyone can launch a Foundup house. It doesn't cost anything. You don't have to, you know, you can, and a Foundup house is a permaculture homestead. It's a fabrication lab for building the things we need, and it is a hackerspace where people can come and stay and learn Foundups permaculture, learn different things, work on different projects, and they can live in these places for free. Travel around the world with Foundup houses. There's no fees, there's no memberships. It's all about paying it forward, providing your time and help to develop the house and ultimately create a beautiful world. My name is Mike Trout. I'm the creator of Foundups. Hope you'll learn more. You can read my white paper, theselfishstartup.com. It's what we want to end.